The ocean is a breathtaking yet unforgiving force of nature, where beauty and danger collide. For those who venture into its depths, encountering a great white shark can be the ultimate thrill, or a fatal nightmare. Some survived to tell their chilling stories, while others vanished without a trace. Join us as we dive into the 10 most terrifying great white shark attacks in history. Number 10. Shannon and his brother. The thought of one great white shark attacking is enough to send chills down your spine, but imagine being hunted by two at the same time. In the year 2000, 15-year-old Shannon was surfing with his brother and friends at a beach in East London, South Africa, when the unthinkable happened. A 4.5-meter, 15-foot great white exploded out of the water, striking him with brutal force. His hand was shredded, his surfboard was nearly destroyed, and just when he thought it was over, another shark appeared. Miraculously, Shannon escaped. Experts believe the sharks got in each other's way, unintentionally saving his life. Number 9. Shawn Pollard. Some people ride the waves for the thrill. Others ride them to survive. In October 2014, Shawn Pollard was surfing at Wiley Bay Beach in Esperance, Australia. He paddled out for bigger waves, but ended up fighting for his life. A great white shark struck without warning, shredding his legs. He fought back, but then a second shark appeared. In a horrific attack, Shawn lost both of his hands and his entire left arm. But as the water turned red, fate intervened. A massive wave crashed over him, pushing him toward shore. Thanks to quick-thinking bystanders, he survived. And though he could no longer surf, he took up snowboarding and went pro. Number 8. The heroic sacrifice. Heroes don't always wear capes. Sometimes they wear wetsuits. On August 13, 2006, Zola and his younger brother Tariq were at Muizenberg Beach in Cape Town, South Africa, for a lifeguard training session. But what was supposed to be routine turned into a nightmare. When Tariq spotted a shadow moving beneath him, he thought it was a seal, until he realized it was hunting him. Without hesitation, Zola splashed the water to distract the shark, knowing full well what would happen next. The 4.7-meter, 15-foot predator turned its attention to Zola, tearing into his leg. His dreams of becoming a professional soccer player were shattered in seconds. But instead of being defined by tragedy, he became a Paralympic swimming champion and a marine conservationist, proving that even the darkest moments can lead to greatness. Number 7. Dylan Fischert. Even the most skilled athletes are powerless against nature's apex predator. In 2012, Dylan Fischert, a national parkour boarding champion, was riding the waves at Horse Bay, South Africa. But something else was lurking beneath the surface. A 4 to 5 meter, 13 to 16 foot, great white shark attacked with ferocity, tearing into Dylan's thigh. He fought back, but the predator was relentless. Onlookers watched in horror as the shark dragged him under the waves, never to resurface. His brother retrieved his lifeless body and carried him to shore. Number 6. The deadly dive. For divers, the ocean is their playground, but for great white sharks, it's their hunting ground. On September 15, 1984, 28-year-old Omar Conger was searching for abalone off the coast of California when his worst nightmare came true. A 5-meter, 16-foot great white shark ambushed him, shaking him violently before dragging him under. The ocean swallowed him whole. His friend, Chris, tried desperately to pull him to safety, but by the time they reached shore, Omar had bled out. Number 5. Estee samples. Imagine diving into the ocean and never coming back. In February 2014, Estee Samples, a 24-year-old high school teacher, was spearfishing off South Australia's York Peninsula. But he never resurfaced. A monstrous 5-meter, 16-foot great white shark attacked him and devoured him completely. The only evidence left behind? A bitten spearfishing gun and 2 diving weights. Number 4. Randy Fry. They say that when you love something, it loves you back. But the ocean doesn't play by those rules. In August 2004, Randy Fry was doing what he loved most, freediving for abalone off the coast of California. As an avid fisherman and a passionate advocate for recreational fishing, he had spent his life studying and respecting the ocean. But on that fateful day, the ocean showed him no mercy. Randy was diving with his close friend, Cliff Zimmerman, when disaster struck in the blink of an eye. Without a single splash, without the slightest warning, a monstrous great white shark surged from the depths. Its massive jaws clamped down with deadly force, decapitating Randy in a single swift bite. The next day, rescuers searched the waters for Randy's remains. What they found was horrifying. His body was discovered. Number 3, Shirley Ann. A mother's love is unbreakable, but even she can't protect her children from the forces of nature. In 1985, 33-year-old Shirley Daring was diving in Peak Bay, South Australia, when a 6-meter, 20-foot great white shark attacked. Before the horrified eyes of her husband and children, the predator tore her in half. As if that wasn't horrifying enough, the shark returned to finish what it started. Her husband and children screamed in terror, but there was nothing they could do. Blood filled the water as they watched in helpless horror. Then, as if the nightmare couldn't get worse, the shark returned. Number 2, Robert Bering. In June 1959, 2 divers were searching for abalone in La Jolla Cove, California, when the unimaginable happened. Robert Bering had just surfaced when he heard a desperate scream. He turned in time to see his partner being dragged beneath the waves. A massive 7-meter, 23-foot great white shark had attacked. The predator clamped onto the diver's legs, pulling him deeper as he thrashed and struggled. Within seconds, the ocean turned red. Then, silence. Robert swam frantically to shore, hoping for a miracle. But there was none. Rescue teams searched for hours, but there was nothing left of the diver. Only a single diving fin remained. Number 1, the ultimate survivor, the man who cheated death. Some shark attack victims don't get a second chance, but Rodney Fox didn't just survive one attack, he survived 3. On December 8, 1963, Rodney was spearfishing off South Australia when a great white shark struck with bone-crushing force. Its first bite shattered his ribs, its second punctured his lung, and with the third, it ripped his torso open. Blood poured into the water as Rodney fought back, shoving his hands into the shark's gills, forcing it to release him. Against all odds, he made it to his boat, where rescuers were horrified to see his ribs fully exposed. After 4 hours of surgery and 462 stitches, he defied death. Instead of fearing sharks, Rodney became one of the world's leading shark experts, even helping Steven Spielberg create Jaws. The man who almost became a meal turned his nightmare into a legacy. Which of these shark attacks shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more incredible stories.